Hey, hello there, Trailblazers fans. Welcome into Blazers Game Day, a very interesting version of Blazers Game Day. Had some technical difficulties rolling on the radio side, but the glory of having technology is also that when it's bad, it can also be good. Like right now, we're able to go live on YouTube and have Blazers Game Day here for you. I am your host, Chris Burkhardt. As always, if you want to join the conversation, you just got to be right here, youtube.com, because there's no other way for me to contact you. So get in here, chat with me, and of course, Chris J. Burkhardt is the name on social media. Now, Blazers opening the season tonight against the Minnesota Timberwolves. Game 1 of 82. It is going to be a journey. There are going to be ups and downs, but boy, howdy, is it going to be fun. I want to shout out the What podcast with Tara and Rose. They had me on a couple days ago, and they have this fun little segment where they put together a playlist for the season. Like, what are the Trailblazers going to be? And they want songs that define it. I had to pick 3. I'm going to give you some of the songs that I picked for this season real quick because it's what makes me think of this Trailblazers team. First off, the top of my playlist, YYZ by Rush. First off, Rush is phenomenal. Second off, YYZ, the call sign for Toronto, which is in where? Canada. Who else is from Canada? Shaden Sharp. Now, London is just, it's a quick little drive to Toronto, so if you're playing YYZ, it's basically a homage to Shaden Sharp, because I think Shaden Sharp is going to be flying this year. I think he's going to have a phenomenal year. He is not even to cruising altitude yet, friends. There's still plenty of elevation to go. I think he is poised to have a breakout season, especially on the offensive side of the ball. You couple that with the defensive effort that we saw in the preseason, I think you're cooking. I think you're having a real good time if you're Shaden Sharp. Also, I think he's going to be the MVP of this team. There's just no doubt that he's going to make that jump offensively, that this team's going to rely on him to kind of be that go-to scorer. Denny's going to have his, Two's going to get his, but Shea is going to be the guy. So that was one song. And another song that I picked was Don't Stop Me Now by Queen. And the reason I picked that song is because that was kind of the feeling it is to be a Blazer fan this year. Like, I'm having a good time. I'm flying high as a tiger, defying the laws of gravity. That's going to be Shaden Sharp. Don't stop me now. I'm having a good time. I'm having a good time. That's what it's going to be a Blazer fan this year. Rip City is going to be having a good time. Lyrically, that song totally holds up as an anthem to the season. And the last song I threw on there was a song by a German band that I enjoy called Electric Callboy. The song called Elevator Operator, which is a good song. I didn't know you could make a very good song talking about an elevator. But the reason I picked that song is because the Blazer season is going to be like an elevator. It's going to move up and down a little bit. There's going to be times where you're not going the direction you want to go. You ever get on an elevator, you pushed up, the door open, you got on, you're like, oh, this one's going down. I wasn't even paying attention. Yeah, that can happen. That can absolutely happen. Now, it's going to be okay. You're still going to get where you're going, but everything's going to be figured out. Ignatius 95. Should be Carry On. My Wayward Son by Kansas. Yeah, carry-ons. We've already been down the road of carry-on bags, what you should and should not do with them. Play your game. Now, to this Blazer team, some interesting stuff came out today. There was the reports there from Marshawn Hyken that Jeremy Grant will be coming off the bench this season, or at least to start the game tonight. He will be coming off of the bench as your sixth man. Starting lineup of Drew Holiday, Shaden Sharp, Toumani Camara, Denny Avdia, and Donovan Clingan. So that's going to open up the floor for Jeremy Grant to get a ton of play coming off of the bench. I like the move. I think it's a move everybody in Rip City wanted, right? Everybody wanted this. Everybody wanted Jeremy Grant to get out of that starting lineup so that Denny could have the runway, Toumani could have the runway. The debate it was between Shaden Sharp and Jeremy Grant, right? Now you're looking at me, you're going, but Chris, they don't even play the same position. That's okay. They don't have to play the same position because Shaden Sharp plays the 2, but if he's not in the lineup, you shift to Monty Kamara to shooting guard, Denny Avdia to small forward, and Jeremy Grant plays power forward. So they were still battling for that. And then, on the heels of getting a contract extension, the Blazers hand the starting job over to Shaedon Sharpe. So I like that. So that's what you're looking at tonight. And the Blazers are going to get tested right out of the gate. With the Minnesota Timberwolves. And, of course, I've told you they got games against the Lakers and Oklahoma City at 3 times before they get to December. This November, it's going to absolutely challenge them. Right out of the gate. We are going to know what kind of Blazer team we have. Do we have a team that is going to be competitive every single night like we believe we do? Or do we have a team that's going to roll over and give you more of those 60-point losses? It's going to be the competitive team, if you ask me. This team will not be an easy out for anybody this season. As I mentioned the other day, the Blazers, for a few years now, have been the get-right game. They have been the get-right game. If you are sick, your cures to what ails you are in Rib City. Offense struggling, play the Blazers. Defense struggling, play the Blazers. 5 losses in a row, you can't get back in the win column, play the Blazers. It felt like the Blazers were every single team's get-right game. I don't think that's the case this year. I truly believe this team's going to be competitive every single night. They're going to put it together. They are going to make teams work. And what the end result is to that is, A, absolutely entertaining basketball, and B, I think they have a shot at the play-in, if not being a playoff team. So things are going to be great for the Trailblazers, and it all starts tonight. A sold-out Moda Center. There are these awesome T-shirts, say Rip City Runs Deep, that are draped over every single chair right now. So you get here to Moda Center, you get them. People are going to be jazzed. You get a chance to maybe see young Hansen get in the game a little bit. You're going to see Damian Lillard introed because they do the thing where they announce everybody on the team. They come down. So that's going to be awesome just to hear Damian Lillard introduced again. And then right out of the jump, what do they get with the Minnesota Timberwolves? And the challenge here too is going to be interesting. I got to get an update on the Timberwolves. I had heard some people talking about whether or not Anthony Edwards was playing. Interestingly enough, Mike Conley, no longer the starting point guard, as Chris Haynes reported that job has now gone to Dante DiVincenzo. So Mike Conley will be coming off the bench. So there's a little shakeup there. For your Blazers, they might get an extra complement of players tonight, as well as Matisse Thybulle appears to be cleared for action. Don't know if he'll actually play or if he's ready, but he's there. Robert Williams still nursing his way back, but I'm just excited. Who is playing? It doesn't matter at the end of the night. It just matters that they're playing. Game 1 of 82. And if you follow me on social, you'd see that this is surprisingly, because it just goes by so fast, my 13th year, 12th full covering the Trailblazers. When I started covering the Trailblazers at NBC, I got hired in February. So I did half of the season. I will also never forget my boss, Kevin Barry, shout out if you're listening, that they hired 2 producers at the time, myself and one other, and we just divided up the rest of the home games for that year. And the game I missed, one of them, was the .9 game. He let me have that night off, and I missed .9. But I did gloriously listen to it on radio. That Wheels call was pretty awesome. Also, I love Antonio Harvey jumping into, that boy's special. Yes, he is. And little did we know how special he would go on to be. Welcome in again to Blazers Game Day. I'm your host, Chris Burkhardt. A little technical difficulties today. Did not have the radio feed up. We have some weird internet issues or something. The sound going back to the studio was being very, very robotic. Timmy Hammock in the chat texted me and did say, hey, you guys sound like robots. What's going on? I said, I don't fix that. That's what you have a tech team for. But couldn't get the tech team to fix it in time. Good thing we do have technology, though, that allows us to jump on over and get on YouTube for you. So you still get some audio, some version of Blazers Game Day to tune into. Might be a little bit shorter now because I don't have 6-minute commercial breaks to rely upon. But it's still going to be a show nonetheless. And if you're watching, feel free. Chime in, get in the comment section, tell your friends about it, have some fun. Andrew says, the road to the play-in tournament goes through Rip City. Hey, that's what ESPN believes, right? They did sim their season and believe they're a champion. And here's the thing. Andrew, let's be real honest for a second. This idea of the play-in when it first started was pretty laughable. Most of us were like, oh, my gosh, because we need another tournament in the middle of the season. What are we talking about here? That's ridiculous. And sometimes it still feels a little bad. But if you're telling me a team that has been on the outs and has been working their way up and has aspiration, goes in and turns heads in the in-season tournament and wins that bad boy, I'm here for those vibes. That would be awesome. It would give you something to cheer about, and maybe they're on to something with that in-season tournament. I'm still the old man who yells at clouds, tells kids to get off my lawn, so I don't know if I can fully embrace the in-season tournament just yet. But it is kind of nice to know that, hey, maybe you can turn some heads, have a little fun in the middle of the season, and continue your upward trajectory. Shout out to these guys, Ignatius, Timmy Hammock, and Rousing Rat, who I've also always called, obviously not what their pronunciations are, Ignatius and Rosengrat, because I'm an idiot. My college football homies, who you guys know very well. Oh, we're degenerates. We play that game like crazy. We give people crap when they don't pack their Xbox, but we still have fun. Shout out the Hawaii Rainbow Warriors. I'm building something special down there. Might as well call me the Tokyo Toe. That guy's awesome. Well, we're back. And we're back. Were you trying to take it down for a test? Is that what you're doing?
No. You're going to do fifth quarter with
All right. Gotcha. All right. There. I love it. So, for those of you wondering what just happened, as I snort on radio, and I'm not even on radio, I wish I were. So, Chad Doing just came over here. And he was going to just take down the tie line that we use because it's not working properly. And so he just unplugs me. There goes my audio. He didn't realize I was using audio to get out to the YouTube stream, which is just kind of funny. Lost my train of thought. But anyway, shout out once again, though, my college football buddies out there. Like I said, building something special with Hawaii. The Tokyo Toe is phenomenal. It's one of the greatest stories in football. I don't know how I feel about him getting all the national pub, though, because I've been staying up to 1 o'clock in the morning watching these Hawaii football games for a minute now, and now everybody's on the train. It was cool that he did get to beat the Hawaii record for consecutive field goals made in front of the record holder, the great, legendary Bronco kicker, Jason Elam. That is pretty awesome. So, anyway, fire off your questions in the YouTube chat. Again, a bit of a weird show today. If it sounds weird, if I sound a little, discombobulated, it's because I am. We are not on radio right now. We had some technical difficulties. We would be going down and listening to Coach Billups right now, but we don't have those abilities. But we're still sitting here having some fun with you guys on the YouTube chat because we're able to do that. Technology is a wonderful thing. So let's talk about this game tonight, though, the Minnesota Timberwolves, a team that is good. We know they're good. They're good defensively. We know that they can get you offensively. And the Blazers, right out of the gate, are going to have an incredible game to pick up the W on opening night. Now, I think opening night favors the Blazers in this one, helps them out a little bit. I think they get the win tonight. But you are definitely going to have to be locked in defensively on this team. And then when you get Rudy Gobert down in the paint, you're going to have to make sure that you're sound when you're attacking the rim as well. Put him on a poster if you need to. Understand that, hey, if a shot gets blocked, that's okay. But just don't let Rudy Gobert get in a place of comfort on either side of the ball. Offensively, if he wants to play above the rim and start being the catcher on all the lobs, That's where he starts to excel. He gets in a groove. Don't let him do that. You need Donovan Clingan to body him up a little bit. If you need someone to pick up some fouls, go throw Young Hansen in there because he's been pretty good at picking up those fouls, right? So don't let him get going. If Anthony Edwards is playing, then then you're definitely in trouble no matter what is rolled out around him. We had this debate the other day about the growth of players and all that, and how, Anthony Edwards, how situation matters. He was put in a situation in Minnesota where he was going to thrive. Well, Shaedon Sharpe had a situation where, he had to really kind of build up to this point, and I just called the bluff on that argument because Anthony Edwards was going to be a stud no matter where he went. It was a consensus that this guy was a home run, that you were going to get the next Jordan. Now, he's not Jordan. I don't think anyone will ever be Jordan. If I live long enough to see the next Jordan, that'd be pretty awesome. Of course, LeBron is in that combo, but LeBron is such a weird comp for me because he plays nothing like Michael Jordan. That's why Kobe was a good comp, because Kobe actually played a similar game to Michael Jordan. I've always thought LeBron is more of like a Magic Johnson, the way he can play all 5 positions and bring up the ball. But that's a different argument. The point is, everyone knew Anthony Edwards was going to be good right out of the gate. There was no questioning it, so I don't think the situation mattered to him. He was going to take the ball and run with it. And keep in mind, he wasn't a day one starter in Minnesota either. Malik Beasley was the starter. I think it was 18 games before Anthony Edwards got that starting gig. So sometimes you do have to ramp up just a little bit. But even Anthony Edwards, you could have put him in Portland, you could have put him in LA, you could have put him in Dallas, you could have put him in Miami. He was going to be a stud, an absolute stud. And just because he did it in 1 year and Shea has taken 4 to be given this chance again, doesn't mean anything. Because sometimes people just develop a little slower. And Shea didn't take the ball and run with it. Shea did start a career when he had Damian Lillard here and the roster was completely different. There's so many factors. All I know is the last 3 years don't matter. What matters is the 25-26 season, and can Shaedon Sharpe take that next big jump? And I really, truly believe that he can. Truly believe that he can. And selfishly hope he can. Because if he does make that jump, it makes for more entertaining basketball. So what about you, all the jokers in the chat who aren't adding anything of substance to my conversation, just trying to throw me off my game? Can't throw me off my game. Only person throw me off my game is the Rat. Wyoming beat me and it hurt. Still stings. Still stings. Hey, I really like RPGs. Says, let's go Blazers. And I really like RPGs. I asked you a question the other day, but I think you may have logged off not too quickly to see it. And my question was, if you really like RPGs, which ones do you like? I need to know. These are the questions that I wonder. What RPGs do you like? And what counts as an RPG? Everything's kind of an RPG now, right? Fallout's an RPG, but it's also this open world craziness. RPGs have taken over. Earthbound. I'm an Earthbound guy. And I get excited when I say Earthbound, and people know what I'm talking about. Absolutely incredible video game. A masterclass on the Super Nintendo Entertainment System. Let me tell you what. Chrono Trigger. I mean, classic, absolute beaut. One of the goats. Andrew, Final Fantasy VII. See, I never got big into Final Fantasy VII. Just I don't know why. I've always been a sports game guy, but Final Fantasy IX was the first one I played, and I kicked myself because when I played it, I'm like, why? Why did it take me this long to play this series? This game is awesome. This game is so cool. Final Fantasy X was great, and yeah, it's that is a phenomenal pull. Final Fantasy VII, that's another GOAT game. Shout out to my RPGers out there. See, guys, it's not all about College Football 26. Just most of it's about College Football 26. The thing is, I really like RPGs, and Andrew, I love RPGs to this day. But the reason I like sports games is that I can go in and play for 45 minutes to an hour and then go to bed. If I start up an RPG, it's a guaranteed 6-hour gaming session. You can't just put that stuff down. And I'm also a completionist. I don't if I'm playing Red Dead, I don't want to go on to the next mission. I'm gonna go hunt a little bit because I'm afraid that could be closer to the end mission. I don't want this beauty to end. Got to enjoy it while you're there. Speaking of enjoying it, you got to enjoy this season while they're there. Treat this like an RPG. What kind of side missions are you looking for? Because obviously the end goal is to get to game 82 and be a playoff team. I have this team slated as about 40 wins, 41 wins, but there's some side missions in there as well, and it's getting to the next levels. No pun intended. Becoming better offensively for guys like Shaden Sharp. Can guys like Tumani Kamara continue to get better defensively? Because if they do, watch out. Watch out. Oh, and yeah, sidetrack too, Andrew. Yeah, kids these days, they're pampered. They're pampered with autosave, just saving your game every 5 minutes, and then you never having to save it. I played Earthbound a few weeks ago and did like 2 hours straight and forgot to save, and then I died, and it put me back to my next save point, and I put the game down because I was so frustrated. Or like, you remember Resident Evil, where you not only like did you have to go save, but you had to find the ink for the typewriter, and there was only so much ink, so you could only save so many times. Like that's a pressure that these autosave kids will just never ever understand. Now back to the side quest for your Trailblazers. Donovan Clingan is an interesting one to watch this year for me. Defensively, locked in last year and shows all the ability to be just as good, if not better, on that end this season. Where the challenge for him is going to be is that offensive side of the ball. So you look at the starting lineup, it's clear that he's the fifth option. You got Drew, you got Shea, you got Denny, you got two playing there in the starting lineup with him. No one needs an incredible offensive output out of DC. We're not asking 20 and 10 every single night, although it would be nice. What we need from DC is just to get to the point where those offensive numbers can be consistently relied upon. So Shea's having an off night, guess what? We're going to hit the pick and roll hard. We're going to hit you on those rolls. You're going to get easy points at the bucket, and you're going to keep us in games. Those are the type of things that I'm looking for from DC. And just that comfort level with the back to the basket and going up. There was a game in the preseason where he got the ball, I would say about 10 feet from the rim, and it was an easy he could have done a one-step, power step up and dunk. And he kind of took a soft step and then threw up like a little shot put and missed it. I don't want that. Just go up with power. I'm thinking old school, like Shaquille O'Neal, right? I get the ball, power step, boom, dunk it. Break rims, rattle them, shatter the backboards. That's what I want to see, that ferocity out of Donovan Clingan. If he does that, and then you couple that with his rebounding ability and his defense, it's a great piece to have, especially when it goes to push the tempo, get those rebounds, push the ball out, let the team flow. I think Denny Avdia is going to be just as good as he was last year. Obviously, hope that he gets better too. But when he finally defined his role with this team, you saw an incredible version of Denny Avdia. He could push tempo. He could do anything he wanted to do. He could play defense. It was wonderful. It was wonderful. Tumani Kamara, second team all-league defense. That guy's special. He's special. So there's a lot to look forward to here. What are you guys looking forward to? Sound off in the comments here. Once again, the altered version of Blazers Game Day with no radio today because of some technical difficulty. So I appreciate everyone still finding the stream and getting on here with us. Or the Orb says, I'm super out of the loop on this one. Have VR sets gotten sports games to be first person yet? You know what? There's some options there for first person, but nothing – oddly enough, I don't know if anything does it better than what NFL 2K5 did when you could do first person mode for football. Like you could be the quarterback. Oh my gosh, the thing was like, it was perfect for what it was. Like you go play it now, it's terrible. It's 20 years old, but like 2K5 first person football? What? This is beautiful. What's going on? VR is still a little too much for me. See, I'm at the age where I can still grab my controller or my mouse and keyboard and get down. VR might make the room spin a little too much for my old age. Can't ride certain rides at the fair anymore for fear of puking. That's where we're at. That's where we're at. Andrew chimes in with the comment that this is why I'm probably the most excited for this year too. And it's just simply, I'm looking forward to wins instead of ping pong balls. That's it. And this feels for like the first year in 3 years maybe, with the expectation that playoffs are the goal and that you have a roster to back up those aspirations. That's important here. Can you build on last year, which was a 36-win year? Can you make that next logical jump? I think if this team makes it to the play-in and gets bounced out immediately, that's a victory of a year for me. Now, you're still going into the lottery or whatnot with how all the things work, but it's a victory of the year because you weren't on the outside looking in. You were right there. That's growth. That's what we want to see. And then especially if you can grow this year and then go into next year with Damian Lillard healthy and a good idea of what you need to do to build your roster out the way you want to, then I think you're in a really, really good spot. A really, really good spot. And keep in mind, we're talking about how this team could do and our side quests and our fantasy RPG puns. But we haven't even talked about Scoot Henderson because he's out of sight, out of mind. He's not playing. He's hurt. He's coming back from that. But when he comes back, then you got an incredibly talented guard room. When Robert Williams comes back, if he stays healthy, you got an incredibly talented center rotation. There is a lot to like from this team. Stay healthy, put your best foot forward. Good things will happen. Good things will happen. The Orb says, I'm most psyched about Scoot's development, but alas, that's on delay. The injury news actually broke my heart a little. And I'm with you. I'm with you because I was very, very excited for him coming into the season, especially with all the praise he was getting for how hard he had worked all offseason and was really in a position to succeed and thrive. I was in the camp that he was going to be the starter, even though they had Drew Holiday. Those are the type of things I was excited for. I want him to be the starter. I want to see him grow. That's, like you said, on delay, but it's still going to happen. Once he's back, there's going to be a growth there, and I hope we see it. Because if we don't, then it's time to panic a little bit, but I definitely think we do. Cody does ask, is the monthly subscription for Blazer Vision available? I can't find it. I haven't seen it myself. I thought it was something that they said would be rolled out eventually. I don't know if it's ready for Game 1 just yet. I apologize for not having an actual answer for you. It is nice that that's going to be an option moving forward. Would hope that does get fixed soon if it's not available yet so that people can watch some Trailblazers. Not everyone has the ability to get an antenna, or as many of the friends were texting me today about it, because during Blazer games they're out at a function or in a spot where they're not by their TV, so they need to be able to stream it on a phone. So hopefully that gets fixed and you can get your Blazer Vision as soon as possible. So any other comments on this team, what we're looking forward to for this season? I've kind of gone down the roster and all that. We're at about 30 minutes straight with no commercial breaks because, we're just plugging through and having fun. Again, thank you so much for everyone who's chiming in and joining the conversation. The radio feed kind of messed up today, so we threw on the YouTube channel, YouTube exclusive pregame show today as we get ready for the Blazers season opener against the Minnesota Timberwolves. Once again, I want to point out that you can follow me on social at Chris J. Burkhardt. Make sure you're following our Trailblazers insider, Sean Highkin, on social media as well, at Highkin. Spelled just like it sounds, Highghkin. He's been doing a wonderful job breaking news and covering the Trailblazers for us as our official insider, and he's been covering the NBA for a long time, knows what he's doing. So make sure you're giving him a follow. And speaking of which, I want to pub again, we have wall-to-wall Blazer coverage for you this season. You have Blazers game day right now. You'll have the fifth quarter after every single game, which we're ironing out the kinks. We'll be back on radio after the show. You have Courtside Monday with myself every single Monday from 6 to 7. You have Blazers wrap-up weekly now with Brendan Slaughter. You have the Trailblazers Insider Show with Sean Highkin, 1 hour every single week. He also has the Trailblazers Insider Podcast available at the iHeart website, as well as Spotify and Apple. We're working on getting that out there. So we're just going to have Blazer content everywhere. And if you're listening to the station, you'll also end up getting the Blazers Balcony with Brooke and Casey Holdall. You'll get the Briefcase with Casey Holdall and Section 113 with Chad Doing and Travis Demers. So if you are a Blazer fan, you better be locked in to Rip City Radio 620 because we are giving you wall-to-wall coverage all season along. Kirk chimes in. Let's go Blazers, 82-0. Bricks and joysticks. Let's go Blazers. Yes, let's go Blazers. 82-0 mathematically right now, Kirk. Still in play. It is still in play. Bricks and joysticks, major shout out. I still got to get stop into the store when high school sports travels take me down I-5. It's going to be on my work bucket list to stop in and see what you got down there at the shop. So shout out for you tuning in, and thank you, Kirk, our official Blazers community. He says, make sure you're telling all your friends about it, giving them the links, so that we get more and more viewers and have some fun. Because I do this because of everyone out there in the chat and everyone who listens on radio, everyone who calls in, anyone who doesn't do radio for the people who listen. Come on now, you're doing it for the wrong reason. If you have no listeners, you have no show. I could talk into a void, but it wouldn't be as fun. So shout out everybody. Now this would usually probably end up being the final segment, and that would be our keys to the game tonight for the Blazers to pick up a win against the Minnesota Timberwolves. Keys? I think you definitely need to keep Rudy Gobert in check. Again, I know Anthony Edwards is what he is. You have Dante DiVincenzo starting guard, Julius Randle. Like, they got pieces, right? But Rudy Gobert is the type that if he gets hot, he gets hot, and he can be hard to slow down because his game is so simple, but it can be hard to stop. He's going to get you at the rim. He's going to get easy buckets. He likes to play above it for those alley-oops. And then defensively, you can give him all the crap you want for any shortcomings he has in his game, but defensively, he's always been locked in. He has been since day one. And if he builds a little momentum, he becomes a very, very hot player very, very quickly. So I think it's key to make sure he does not get going. You just can't let that happen. Second key for me is ball security. You can't turn the ball over. You got to be very, very judicious with your passes and everything you do to make sure you are not making mistakes. We saw it during the preseason a couple times where the turnover numbers were just astronomically high. And Denny Avdia consistently getting 6 of them. Like, you can't do that. Just be smart with the ball. And I also think if you're a coach and you watch the team play, there's a window right there. I'm going to try to fit the ball through the window. Oh, it didn't make it. Turnover. Coach lives with that because at least you're making the right play. But if it's just, entry pass, and I'm going to loft it in. I'm not going to put any oomph behind it, and it gets cut off because I didn't, pay attention and pass with a purpose, and that ball's turned over because you were just lazy, coach gets mad. Can't do that. Take care of the ball. Third thing for a key to the game is I really want to see this team do what they had talked about in the preseason. We didn't see it a ton. We saw little tiny glimpses, but that is push tempo and move the ball offensively. Get those rebounds, get the ball in the Denny's hands, get out in space. You do that, and I think you're going to see the best version of this team offensively. It's also going to allow them to maybe get back on defense as well, because if you're going, boom, quick bucket, it allows you to reset, have some fun. So those are my keys for the Blazers tonight. And, again, I do think that they win. Home court means something. Opening night, you get the vibes. They're high, and you take advantage of it and go out there and get a W. Andrew says if the Blazers win the night, they will be tied for first place in the entire NBA. I have not checked the statistics on that, but I do believe that the math checks out on that. That is, I do believe the math checks out. And Kirk, the optimism is great. If we win tonight, we just need to start figuring out the plans for the parade. I can't imagine. 77 was before my time. It was 9 years before my time. So I haven't seen it. But I do know something, and that is when the Blazers are on fire, Rip City Mania is a thing. Rip City Mania is a thing. This team, this fan base, they're connected. When the vibes are good for the team, the vibes are good in Rip City. And I'll say it again, the vibes are good. You bring Dame back, things are looking up, and it feels good to be a Blazer fan. You're not hiding in your shell. You're not keeping it quiet. It feels good. The vibes are there. Imagine if this team is ever in a situation to hold another parade down Broadway. That would be absolutely incredible. It's like the thought I was having, like, can you imagine if Seattle had taken care of business and made it to the World Series, what it would be like if they won a World Series and had a parade in Seattle. Oh, my gosh, it would be incredible. Portland would be the same. So, tonight, Game 1 of the journey to starting that parade. That is going to do it for Blazers Game Day, though. I gave you 40 unstoppable minutes. No timeouts, no TV breaks, no radio breaks, because we're not on radio today. Technical difficulties forced us to go just to YouTube exclusively, and I thank you so much for the dozens of you who were able to tune in. A lot of people will watch the YouTube and listen to the radio, or a lot of people just listen to the radio or the app, and if it's not available, no, they're on to the next. So the ones who were able to get on the app today, very, very much appreciate it. If you are listening to the radio station, though, wondering where I am, or you're listening right here and you still want more Blazer content, go to the radio station or the iHeartRadio music app, because coming up in about 20 minutes, they'll have the Trailblazers pregame show with Chad Doing, and then, of course, tip-off at 7 o'clock with Travis Demers on the call after the game. It's the fifth quarter with yours truly, where hopefully we're breaking down a Trailblazers victory. We'll be on radio for that. I think we got some stuff ironed out. And we'll be right back here on YouTube as well. Thank you so much. Game 1, 82. The journey starts now. Rip City. Woo! Show me your Blazer. In respect of Chad, right? Rip City. I'll talk to you after the game.